Welcome back, guys. So I'm showing you this EX fight of Titania. I might as well just tell you the guide or guide you through it. If you're still having problems on this fight, I'm going to make it as easy as possible. The first steps of this fight is to split the group into where they're going to position for puddles. There are going to be puddles that are going to appear on this fight. It's going to be north, south, west, and east of the boss, and in the four corners of this board. So we split the group up and then also put people in groups 1 and 2 where they're going to stack for the AoE fist slam. It's going to be a healer on each stack. So we have one on the west side and one on the east side. Of course, your thorn or bramble break is going to be north for healers and tanks, and then for south is where the DPS is going to be running, and you want to run diagonal of each other. The final thing we're setting up right now is the number system for the explosive tether takes. The tank is going to negate 3 of them with his invulnerability, while the others are going to pick it up and explode it. So we're going to go right into the fight and show you guys. I'm going to put a focus target on her so you can see her moves. The first move Titania is going to use is going to be called Bright Sabbath. That's just an AoE. That's going to hurt everyone. It's not too bad. You can easily heal through this if you just do a quick AoE heal. Next move you're going to see coming up is called the Phantom Ruin. Now her first Phantom Ruin is always going to be Get Out. The mechanic we call it is Get Out or Get In. Usually if you see her wings in the animation like this, it means Get Out. If you get hit by that, you go into Hysteria. If you see her wings tucked in, you get in. Otherwise, you get blasted off the boards once that happens, but it won't happen during this phase. The next mechanic she is casting right now is called Mist Ruin. Now that's the puddle mechanic. You have to be in your puddle. If you're not in the puddle, it'll spawn mobs that can potentially wipe the group out because it also gets rid of the puddle. There in your puddle, and then you make your way to your groups 1 or 2. I am in group 1. That is my stack. You want to be in this puddle because you're going to take an AoE Flame Fist, and the puddle helps negate that damage. So there we go. We're going to take the damage and heal through it. Right after the AoE Fist Slam, she's going to cast a Divination Rune. You don't want your tank to be with the group. Tanks are always in the north, facing north. This is a frontal cone attack that can potentially also wipe the group out, so you want to watch where you're standing. If you're healers and DPS, just get behind the boss. Now we're going to see the chain of brambles. It's going to be the thorns. Remember, healers and tanks are running north, DPS runs south. That's how you break it. There we go, and then go back to your positioning. Comes another Phantom Ruin, in or out. Her wings are tucked in, so that's in. You can also look at the floor. Everyone is in. Now during this time you get a nice chunk of time to do some good amount of DPS on her. She's going to start casting Midnight Summer Dream, which is going to be changing the board of the arena. The side rails are going to be gone and replaced with greenery, so keep your positioning and do not get blasted off the arena. And we get this nice amount of time to do more DPS, good time to unload damage, and you want to stay together as a group because the explosive tethers are coming up. There it is. Off tank is going to grab it right now. He's going to go to the left and he's going to blow his invulnerability, and he's going to take 3 shots from the tethers. And that's the 3rd shot. Here comes the switch, number 2. He's going to take a shot. Now make sure your teammates stay away from it because you don't want to take the invulnerability also, or other people don't want to take it. So the person who's doing tethers, stay away from the group. And that's a total of 6 tether explosions. Next up, she's going to cast Phalite, which is a tank buster ability, and you have 2 ways to handle this. One is the tank uses invulnerability, the main tank, or you split between the 2 tanks. You have 2 tanks take it, and it'll split the damage. So the main tank is using invulnerability against it. And it's happening right now, and it's done. Next up is the Bramble again with a twist. There's going to be stars that are going to grow vines, and what you want to do is go the opposite of where the stars are. So you see one on top left and bottom right. Tanks and healers are going to run northeast, and DPS is going to run southwest. And there you go. You don't want to stay in the vines. It'll hinder you with a dot and a binding, and also you don't want to run too far in the arena or you'll fall off. Once again, she's going to cast Divination Runes. Here it comes. So tanks facing north again. Next up after that is going to be a series of different moves. She's going to do Frost Ruin, which is a Shiva mechanic you've seen before. Bunch of circles on the arena. You want to go to the last circle and then make your way back to the middle. So it's appearing from that direction. It's traveling this way, so the last one will be here. You run here, and then once the circle disappears in the middle, you run back in. Next, she follows that up with everyone having AoE stacks on them. Try to use some global cooldown heals if you're a healer, because you're going to have to get back real quick. It's going to be in or out. This one's in, so before healing, get in. You don't want to get pushed out. You get a little bit of time to do some DPS before she summons her 3 adds. The 3 adds are Mustard Seed, Peace Blossom, and Puck. Mustard Seed does not need to be tanked. You can leave him alone. Peace Blossom and Puck, however, does. Mustard Seed needs to die first, followed by Peace Blossom and then Puck. Mustard Seed is the one using the conal attack that you can dodge in between. Puck is the one using stack markers that everyone needs to stack on, so keep an eye out for that. You don't want your healers and players to die. And Peace Blossom is the one putting AoE markers on everyone that you have to heal through. So all these 3 mechanics are happening at the same time while you take him out. After all these mechanics, she's going to grow the ad really large and cover the entire arena with them. You're going to do the same mechanics again. You're going to have to take them out, but this time there's going to be another phase in it between. It's going to be the Bramble Thorns, and also you'll see Tentacle Vines. The Vine mechanic is probably the hardest part you're going to have to deal with. It takes a little bit of practice with the group to understand. The way it works is you're going to see vines growing in the north and the south, and they're going to whip a certain direction where you need to be to break the thorns. And this time you're not running to those areas to break the thorns. You're getting flung from the middle, kind of like a fist smashing the middle, the Sephiroth mechanic, sending you flying into a corner. So we're going to keep an eye on that on the north and south and see which direction it's going to whip. Remember, you're still doing the 3 ad mechanic while DPSing the ad. If you don't have enough DPS to kill the ads, you can LB3 after the vine mechanic. So we're waiting for the vines to pop up right now. Stack markers, make sure we're doing the mechanics. Everyone's stacking. Healing's a little bit intense, so you want to keep up with it. And here comes the vines, north and south. Now remember, when you go in a circle, you want to be at the edge of the circle, not inside of it, or you're going to get killed. There it is. Bottom vines are hitting left, top vines north are hitting right, so you want to get flung to the top left, while DPS want to go bottom right. And then make sure you get into the conal openings before you do anything, otherwise you'll get flung off. And that was probably the hardest mechanic while still doing ad mechanics. Taking on the ads are always a test of your DPS. Make sure that all your party members have materia in their gear. It helps a lot, trust me. I've done this before in a group and we didn't have enough DPS. We went out, we materia in our gear, and the next thing you know, everybody was able to DPS the boss time, even if it's materia 6, because those are 100%. You can take those out easily. So after that, you want to heal up the group, and she's going to go back to the mechanic of in or out with the puddles. So it's going to be big mechanics you're going to see this time around, in or out, followed by the puddles and also the vines growth. So first we want to do the in or out. Her wings are flaring out. There it is. So that's out. And run to your puddles as quick as possible. Use sprints if you have to, whatever you can. After the puddles, it's going to be the growth rune. So you want to run back to your group and see where the star runes are going to grow. If it grows right behind your group where you're standing, you want to rotate your entire group clockwise. Right now we're waiting for the growth rune to appear, and it looks like the growth runes are going to be north and south, so we're in the right positioning. It's not behind us, so we're good. It won't hit us. You just have to heal through it. Once that's done, we're going to see Phantom Ruin. So make sure that you're prepared for it, in or out. Here comes Phantom Ruin. Her wings are tucked in. We're going in. And it will happen real quick, so make sure you're paying attention. And now you're going to get mechanics that you've seen before, so make sure you follow up with the mechanics. Here comes Bright Sabbath, which is where everyone gets hit. Let's heal through that. Alright, what's the next mechanic? A good amount of DPS we can get in right now. Before Enrage hits, we got Phaelite. That's the tank buster. So tank's gonna involve into it. It should be up again. Main tank's taking it again. And we got the Shiva mechanic, Ice Ruins. Remember, go to the last circle if you can, and then back to the middle. Everyone's got AoE stack markers. Spread out for that. And then we're going to go back into the battle. We got another Bright Sabbath. Another AoE heals. I'm going to heal through that. Easy. And then she's going to... What's she up to? Tethers. Watch out for that, it's not going to tell you. So there goes James again, he's going to tank it. And out of stupidity, I'm going to use Benediction on James, because I forget that Gunbreakers need, I don't know jack about them because I don't play them, but apparently the invulnerability means that they can't have full health until a certain amount of time, otherwise they'll lose invulnerability. So sorry James, I healed him up with Benedict too quick, so I'm going to go ahead and quickly res James. Our DPS is still good, we're still pretty far from Enrage. Whatever follows after that, you just have to follow through, because that's it. And she's down. Thanks for watching guys, I hope this guide helps you.